everyone, welcome back to the Math Society. This week we'll be doing construction, which is another Excel topic, so let's get right into it.
Okay, so for this video, we'll be doing construction. So constructing, normally you do need a compass and a ruler and a projector to draw the construction stuff. But then because I'm going to show on the tablet, I'm just going to point out where you should be putting your compass like this, so that you know that where you should be putting your compass, and then measuring how many centimeter and how you have to draw the curves. So all the curves that I'm going to draw is just going to be like a rough idea of how it has to be drawn. It's not going to be like an accurate distance on anything, because I'm doing on tablet and I can't show you through compass. So all of it is going to be an estimate. I'm just going to show you how to get to the point of where you have to draw and what you have to do, or what you have to like draw when you see the questions. So let's get started through question 1. So in question 1, it says that ABCD is a quadrilateral. We can say that it is given. Leaving in all your construction lines, construct the locus of all the points inside the quadrilateral that are. So basically, in these kind of questions, they will ask you to leave all your construction lines, which is basically drawing those like marking places like that, and like drawing whatever draft that you made, whatever points that you made, you've got to leave it in just to make sure that you get the point. So first of all, it says that quadrilateral from that 4 centimeter from B. So we can try to find, you can use your compass and on using a ruler, try to find the distance of 4 centimeter, and then draw it. And you've got to put your compass here, and you've got 4 centimeter of your compass, and then we're gonna have to draw like a sector of where it is 4 centimeter from B. So this is just going to be a rough idea. So this is how you've got to put your compass here, and you've got to like draw through this way or that way, whatever way works, as long as you make a sector. So you know that this is 4 centimeter from B. And that's the first question. And B, it says equidistant from B and C. B and C, it says equidistant is basically the same equal distance. So using B and C, you can actually make a perpendicular bisector, because perpendicular bisectors go through halfway point, right? So from this point onwards, you can put your compass on B again, and then try to make like the same equidistance. Like when you know the distance, you make like a halfway distance of where you make like a cross point from here and this way, just to get like a way the perpendicular bisector should go. And then you've got to put your compass on C again, and just make sure that it's from this way and this way. This is just a draft, so it's not going to be like 100% accurate through it. So I'm just going to draw you like how it's supposed to be drawn. So, and it's gonna be here and here. So it's quite hard to show you on tablet, but normally you're just gonna go through a perpendicular bisector. Okay, this might not be 90% 90 degrees accurate, but that's okay. So that's where you get equidistance from B and C. And number C, it says that equidistance from the line DA and DC. So that basically means from DA this way and DC, it basically means we're going to draw the perpendicular distance, which is going to go through this way anyway. So basically the perpendicular bisector point. So what you can use, because it's the common point is D, you're going to use the same method as well. So which is basically going to be this way, and here that way, and then this way and that way. So it's going to be equidistant. So basically you just use the same equal distance from DA and DC, and you put your compass on these points again. So on these points that you've put on DA and DC, we've got to find the perpendicular the like bisector point. So then you've got to go from this way, you'll get like one side, from this way you'll get one side, and that's why you get your perpendicular sector again. So that's going to be the sector, angle sector of it. And it says that the region R consists of all the points in the quadrilateral that are more than 4 cm, which basically has to be this way, and it's not this one because it's only 4 centimeter. And for me, closer to B than to C, and then closer to DC than to AD. So we can see that this one here, this spot is closer to B than C, and it's closer to DC and DA. DC than DA, right? Oh, AD, yep, same thing. And you just have to shade the region and then just label it R. And that's it. That's how I will be showing how to like answer the questions all throughout this paper, because can show the exact point, so just gonna go through it approximately and how you should be drawing it. Okay, so for question number 2, it says that the diagram shows quadrilateral ABCD. Region R consists of all the points inside the quadrilateral that are closer to DA than to DC, less than 3 cm from the side DC, and more than 4 cm from B. So first of all, we can say that more than 4 cm for B, we just need to draw a circle sector, so we know that it's more than 4 cm. It's just going to be an approximate that I'm going to give you. So let me just move this a little so that we know that, okay, this is going to be 4 centimeters. So basically more than 4 centimeters has to be this side, right? It says closer to DA than to DC. So we can try to find the perpendicular bisector in the same way as well. You're gonna use points at DA. You're just gonna show, you're gonna put your compass here, and then just gonna draw here. Oh, sorry, not there. You have to put compass here, and just try to draw like the perpendicular. I'm just gonna draw like a perpendicular bisector. It's not that much of a straight, but okay. Just know that it has to be a perpendicular bisector, yeah? And it says that less than 3 centimeters from the side DC. DC has to be less than 3 centimeters, so we have to know that it's less than 3 centimeters. So I'm just going to put a point here from DC again. Just know that you're going to use a compass to use 3 centimeters. It's just going to be this way. Draw your sector part, and then we can say that use your regular compass construction line. So we know that from DC it has to be less than 3 centimeters. So this is 4 centimeters. So that would be more than this 4 centimeters from this side. This one has to be less than. So basically here this way you go a bit more than 3. So here this is the one that is less than 3 centimeters. Closer to DA, closer to this side than DC. So which basically is going to be this small region, and you just label it R. And number three says that the diagram shows triangle ABC. Show all your construction line. Construct perpendicular bisector of AB. You've got to use a perpendicular bisector of AB, which basically means that you've got to use AB, right? Basically, you'll have put one point here to one point here, but the same thing. And from here, you put your compass in. You put one side, and you've got to put perpendicular bisector of AB. Yep, put one side, and then from the other side you've got to put the other one, and that's how you will get your perpendicular bisector. I'm just gonna show you the approximate, so it might not be exactly 90, so that as long as you've got to put 2 scores in, so it's perpendicular. There's a bisector of angle ACB, so which basically you're going to use this part, and then you've got to use your points from you can draw like a angle sector here, right? And then from using this part and this part, you can draw another you get another point where you will get the sector of it. But I think there is something going on with this line, because it's just going to be a thing. It might end up here because it has to be 90 degrees, right? So only this way. If you go that way, it will be 90. So basically it might be right here and then right here. So okay, this is kind of just a okay, this is not accurate, so it's going to be a little different in terms of like shape and stuff from what you might get in the paper that you get. But this is just me going through like basically just doing it freehand because I don't have the tools, and I'm doing on tablet, which means you'll get points here and here. As long as it's like a perpendicular bisector, that will be fine. And it says that show by repeating the region, so we know that perpendicular bisector are closer to A than to B, which basically means it has to be closer to A than to B, and closer to BC than to AC. So basically closer to BC, closer to A, really this is going to be the part, and just put it R. Okay, so the drawings, they might not be accurate because I'm just doing it without any compass or stuff. So on your paper, the shape might be like a little different in the way that it's pictured, but it should be okay. And okay, we'll go on to number 4. It says that the diagram shows a rectangle ABCD. Region R consists of all the points inside the triangle that are greater than 4 centimeters from B. So basically greater than 4 centimeters from B. As long as we make a note on where the 4 centimeter is, we'll know that the points that are out of it is the point that is greater than 4 cm. So what we're going to do, we're going to put our compass on B and then draw a sector so that we know that it is 4 centimeter. So just measure 4 cm from the ruler, put it on your compass, and then draw the circle with the pencil in there. And it says that closer to BA than to CD. That basically means we just have to find the bisector part of it. So BA then to CD. So then you can just use the points from like A and then D, where you can get like the bisector point, where you would get like a normally you would get like a half a sector kind of thing. Okay, this is very so okay, this is what I'm gonna give you like a something. This is gonna be like the perpendicular bisector, which is going to be in the middle of it. So that's okay. Then it says that using ruler and compass, showing all the construction lines shown by shading the region R. So greater than 4 cm should be this way, closer to BA than to CD, so that should be this one. And that's your region R as well. And okay, number 5, it says that using ruler and compass to only show all your construction lines, construct the bisector angle of PQR. You just need to do the bisector, which is you're gonna have the equal distance from here, and then you're gonna put your compass here, one, you're gonna draw one here, and then from this side you draw another one, and then it's just going to be and then just connect the line, and that's just going to be the perpendicular bisector of the angle PQR. Not perpendicular bisector, but the bisector of angle PQR. Okay, so number 6. Number 6, it says that the diagram shows a scale drawn of a garden in the shape of the triangle ABCD. Terrace is going to plant a tree in the garden. The tree must be here. You just need to make sure that we know the scales as well, but here it's no different, so that's okay. Tree must be less than 2 meters from AB. So from AB has to be 2 meters less, so which means we can do a note where it is 2 meters. So just measure how much is a 2 meter, and then just draw a line so we know that it has to be less than 2 meters. So that means it's going to be this way. And then it says that greater than 3 meters from the founding. From the founding, it has to be 3 meters, right? Basically, what you can do is from the founding, you can draw like a circle. So we know that it is greater than 3 meters. So basically, that's going to be greater than 3 meters. And it says that closer to AB than to AC. So it has to be closer to AB than to AC. But the thing is, we have to draw the first we need to draw a line that is AC, which is going to be a diagonal, right? Diagonal. So connect these ones first, and they say that it has to be closer to AB than to AC, which basically means we need to get the angle bisector of it. So we want to know that it's closer to AC than to AB. So what it's gonna get, you're gonna have 2 points on the compass here, and then you're gonna draw a sector kind of thing, which you will get from pointing to compass, from putting compass on here, and then you're just gonna draw the bisector line of it. Yep. And then it says that using the ruler and compass only show you all your construction lines. Construct and show by shading the region. Say it has to be less than 2 meters. And then it says that it has to be greater than 4 meters from the fountain, and then closer to AB. So which basically going to be just this side, because it's closer to AB than the C. And just do that. It's in region R. And let's go on to number 7. 7 says that the diagram shows triangle ABC. Region consists of all the points that are closer to C than to B. Closer to C than to B, which basically means we're gonna have to do a perpendicular bisector part as well. And the closer to AB than to AC as well, which means we're gonna do the angle bisector as well. So first of all, using here, you've got to put your compass at these points. You've got to draw a perpendicular bisector right here, which is just going to be like this. And you've got to draw a angle bisector as well, right? From here, you've got to put your compasses here, which means you'll get the angle bisector point. You can draw it, and then you just roll through the compass. So that's how you will get it. And it says that construction lines, okay, closer to C than to B, closer to AB than to AC, which basically is going to be this part. Just shade it, just write R, and that's it for this question 7. And number 8. 8 says that the region R, wait, sorry, not region R. The diagram shows a farmer's field that is in charge of a triangle ABC. Farmer is going to grow carrots in the region of the field which is nearer to A than to B, which basically means we're going to do the bisector thing, and then nearer to AB than to AC. So basically we're going to do the angle bisector and the perpendicular bisector. Nearer to A than to B, we're going to use A to draw. And you've got like 2 points here, right? Which means you're gonna use as a perpendicular angle sector thing. And then what you will get next is the near the AB next to AC. Basically you're gonna use A and B part. You've got to draw. You've got to get one from here, and then one from B side, one from B side. Basically just drawing them for the perpendicular bisector. And it says that using the region and compass, drawing all line contour region T inside the V, nearer to A than to B, nearest to AB than to AC, which is just this part. And just label it T this time. Okay, let's go on to number question 9. 9 says that the quadrilateral ABCD is a scale drawing of Simon's garden. Tree is at point X and tree at point Y. Says 1 centimeter represents 2 meters. We need to make sure that 1 cm is 2 meters now. So it says construct a locus of all points inside quadrilateral that are 10 meters from C. So if it's 10 meters, 1 cm, 2 meters, it means we're using 5 centimeters here. And because we want to find 5 centimeters from C, which means you're going to draw a, you're going to use your compass to measure 5 cm and draw like a sector part around 5 centimeters. So that's going to be 5 cm, right? 5 cm. It says using the ruler and compass drawing all the construct the locus of all points and then the quadrilateral equidistance for X and Y. Basically meaning that we need to get the what do you call the bisector of it. So basically first what we need to do is we need to connect the X and Y first. Connect the X and Y, because after that we'll need to use the X and Y on as the you put the compass on here. If you gotta get the equidistant one side here and one side there, and what you will get is, okay, this might not be accurate, let me just, it's just going to be here and here, okay, and that's what you get the equidistance from X and Y. It says that construct all the quadrilateral that are 6 meters from AB. So 6 meters basically means 1 centimeter, 2 meters means 3 centimeters from AB. So it has to be 3 cm from AB. So we just measure 3 cm and just draw a line across, and that would make it, okay, and that would make that, this is 3 centimeters, which is basically 6 meters. And they said that Simon's going to place a light in the garden that is closer to X than to Y, more than 6 meters from AB. So more than 6 meters from AB, which is basically going to be this way. And then, and more than 10 from C, so basically to be this way. So basically it is talking about this part. So this is the part that they're going to plant the tree in. And it says show by shading region, well, I'm sorry, not the tree, light, and label the region R. Just label it R as it is. Okay, and number 10, it says that the diagram shows a quadrilateral ABCD. Construct all the locus of all the points inside a quadrilateral 5 centimeters from D. 5 cm and 3, we're going to do the same thing. Put your compass here. If you measure 5 cm, you just draw a soft sector that's 5 centimeters from D, which is going to be 5 cm here, 5 cm here. And it says that using ruler and compass, drawing all the construction lines, construct the locus of all points inside the quadrilateral equidistance from AB and BC. So what we're going to have to do from AB and BC, we're going to have to do the same thing, which is going to be like the bisector of it. So you're going to use AB and BC, right? Going to use these parts. Going to have some here, and we're going to use it. And what we've got to do is we've got the sectors as in, let me have a look. 3 cm from BC. So what we're gonna do, gonna have the parts again. We're gonna have it as in here. It's gonna be the same thing. And then it says, what does it say again? It says that the locus will require that 3 centimeter from BC. From BC, you've got to have 3 centimeter. Measure 3 centimeter. That's going to be the 3 centimeter from BC. They say that region R consider points that are more than 5 cm from D, more than 5 from D, which is this part, or that way. Nearer to BC than to AB, nearer to BC, so basically closer to this way. And then more than 3 centimeter from BC, so that basically would be here. It has to be more than 3 cm because we know it's 3 centimeter here. And you just label it R. And that's pretty much it. Yep, shading the region R. Okay. And I think that's it for today's video, and just want to let you know again that these are just the approximate of how the picture, how the drawings might turn out, and where you're supposed to put the compass and stuff, and it might not be totally accurate shape, as it might either be smaller or bigger, but it's definitely not accurate in shape. It is just showing you how it should be done and where you have to look out for the where you have to look out for the instruction as such. So that's it for today's video. I'll see you in the next video as well.